Namjoon was waiting for someone while sitting on the sofa of living room. He was continuously tapping his foot, waiting for his gang members to come along with Ryan. He looked towards the door when he heard door closing and opening sound. "What you want to tell us, Namjoon?" he said, walking towards him while others were following him, except Jimin, Jungkook, and Taehyung. "Where the hell are you 2 days, huh?" He spoke angrily, sitting beside his elder Hyung Jin. "Yeah, tell us, where were you all these days, huh?" "I went to find some clue." "Clue about?" he asked curiously. Namjoon let out a sigh and placed a old book on the table, which was looking very dirty and old. "Whose book is this?" he said, flipping some book pages, narrowing his eyes. "I don't even understand what was written on it," he said, passing book to Yoongi. Yoongi took the book and flipped pages. "What is it, Namjoon? Where you found it?" he said, looking at Namjoon attentively, waiting for his reply. "Come on, speak something," he said. Namjoon let out a big long sigh before speaking after taking a long silence. "Actually, I found this book on Lydia's hideout. After our fight, I went there alone to find something clue about Lydia. I went to her library. I searched her library for a whole night, but I didn't found something useful, but I successfully found a secret passage, and there I found this diary. And you know what? The interesting part in that whole passage, this book is kept there only, and I bought it here," he narrated. "You bought this book here. I appreciate that, but we can't even understand the language. How will we find what is written on it?" he said curiously, looking at the big blue flower drawing in the book. "I know what was written on it." Others exchanged their glance and looked at Namjoon, except Ryan, who was quiet all the time and listening attentively, staring at the void. "How?" he asked, placing the book on its place. "I went to my parasite friend who has great knowledge of history. I was there in these 2 days, and he told me something very shocking." "Come to the point, Namjoon," he said impatiently. "Well, he told me that this is not a book actually, it's a diary, and the owner of this diary is Witch Elizabeth." "Wait, who's this Elizabeth?" "My friend told me that the witch Elizabeth was the slave of Lydia. Lydia had kept her as a slave for the last few thousands of years, or she had tortured Elizabeth a lot. Lydia always wanted to rule the magical worlds. Elizabeth was a great witch who was quite powerful. When Lydia thought that if she included Elizabeth in her plan, she would rule the magical worlds. Elizabeth was a single mother who has a daughter, a human daughter. One day, Lydia attacked Elizabeth's house or forced Elizabeth to join her in her plan. When Elizabeth did not agree, Lydia threatened to kill Elizabeth's daughter for the sake of her daughter. Elizabeth agreed. Yes, Elizabeth was a powerful witch, but Lydia is more powerful than her. So the deal between Lydia and Elizabeth was that if Elizabeth became Lydia's slave or helped her rule the magical worlds, then Lydia would not kill her daughter. But if Elizabeth betrayed her, then Lydia would do something Elizabeth never thought would happen, or that's what happened. Elizabeth spent half of her life serving Lydia, but one day Elizabeth discovered that Lydia had killed her daughter long ago. She broke completely. Her one and only family was no longer with her. All the time Lydia is fooling her by saying that Elizabeth's daughter is safe, or Lydia is training her to become a powerful or good witch. It was the moment that Elizabeth decided that she would now take revenge on Lydia for the death of her daughter. In all this, Elizabeth discovered that Lydia had put some spells on herself which could never kill her. Witches have weakness of fire, but in Lydia's case, even fire can do nothing to her. Wait, that's why she is not dead when all the parasites were killing witches by fire. By fire centuries ago, Namjoon nodded. "Then what happened?" he said curiously, taking interest in a story which Namjoon was narrating. "From that day, Elizabeth decided she will do anything to kill Lydia without Lydia knowing. Elizabeth started doing bad witchcrafts on Lydia, which is not harmful for her but for Lydia. Elizabeth do all the things which Lydia told her to do, being a good witch. But at night she do her witchcrafts, and after serving her whole life doing witchcrafts, she grew a flower named Blue Lily Rambians. She grew this flower by naturally but with powerful witchcrafts. This flower is on the center of Forbidden Witch Forest. When she got old, she did last spell on Lydia, and finally she captured half of Lydia's souls in that blue lily flower. Without Lydia knowing, Elizabeth knew that Lydia also wanted to rule on werewolf's world, so she also grew purple roses by witchcrafts, which is on Forbidden Forest, just in case if someone tried to convert humans in werewolves. So Yoongi cut him off, saying, "That means we have remedy to convert Ryan's father into human again." Namjoon nodded. But what happened to Elizabeth? Is she still alive? Namjoon shook his head sadly. According to the history, when Lydia found what Elizabeth doing behind her back, she killed her brutally. But don't you think that Lydia would not have searched for that flower in which her half soul is? She did. She is still searching but has not been successful till today, and only Lydia knows about the flower. Whoa, we have her weakness. We just need to find the flower and destroy it, he said excitedly. No, wait, but Namjoon, don't you think that even after knowing all this, Lydia did not destroy Elizabeth's diary? I mean, Elizabeth's diary has written about her weaknesses, so why would she want this diary to fall into someone's hands? Jin and Hobie nodded understanding. Huh? What I mean to say is, what if it's a hoax? Lydia wants us to read this diary. Maybe she planned something. Namjoon chuckled, nodding. Your confusion is right, Young, but this is Elizabeth's diary and Lydia can't destroy it. Not only Lydia, nobody can destroy it. Hobie, Jin and Yoongi looked at him confused. How? Wait, let me show you. He took the lighter and started to burn the book, but nothing happened. We can't burn it. He opened the book and started to tear the pages. We can't tear the pages also. He took a pen and started scratching it on the pages. We can't write anything also. He took a bowl of water and drowned the book and it started flowing on the surface. Water can't do anything to this book. He stood up and threw the book from window really far away. What you did, he said with his eyes widened. Wait for some second. Everyone gasped except Ryan and Namjoon when they saw book on the table on its place. See, in short, we can't do anything to this book because Elizabeth did some powerful spells. Powerful spells on this diary. He sat on the sofa again. Whoa, that means we can kill Lydia if we destroy that flower. Namjoon nodded with a smile. And we can convert Mr. Wong into a human again. Let's go and find that flower. What are we waiting for? Namjoon nodded and looked at Ryan, who was quiet all the time. What you will say, Ryan? Will we be able to kill Lydia? They are waiting for Ryan's answer. After a long pause, finally Ryan spoke. What is going to happen will never happen if I tell you the future, he said in his cold voice, this cold as he mumbled. Guys, this is like a dangerous mission for us, so we have to be very careful. We don't know what will happen in the forbidden forest of witches. We may have to face any creatures, so I just wanted to say be careful. Being the eldest, he said concerned. Let me call Magnus. He took his phone, but Ryan stopped him immediately. Don't call them, and why not? They are our team members. He signaled to Hobie to call them, but Ryan snatched phone from him and growled. I said don't, he said angrily. But why not, Ryan? Ryan let out a sigh and spoke. If they will come, Ryan will also come, being a stubborn girl. And then he paused. And what? And we will lost her forever, including Jungkook and Jimin. What? They all said in union with their eyes widened. Don't call them, he can see the future. Thank you, he said sarcastically. Yoongi rolled his eyes. Guys, let's go and make a solid plan for this mission. They all nodded and sat on the sofa again. I have waited centuries for this moment. Lydia's voice hisses in the darkness. She walks around her cauldron, adding ingredients to it. It glows in a deep shade of red, her steps echoing in an abandoned building. Abandoned furniture grotting away, paint peeling from the walls and the ceiling caving in. Centuries of planning the perfect revenge against Kim Taehyung. I refuse to give up now. She holds up a small bag, taking a couple strands of hair from it before dumping it into the cauldron. My end of the deal is coming to an end, bastards. They knew my secret. I'll never let them win. She whispers, feeling fear overcoming her. She glances at the shadows and she can see faces mocking her, grins twisted into six sinister smile. Crackles from the darkness as she finishes up the potion. The creatures are coming for their payment for her usage of dark magic. She has no time to waste. This is her last desperate attempt to get back at Taehyung, no matter who got hurt in the process. Under her breath, she mutters word a spell that will cause one more chaos left by her. She has run out of time. As much as she would love to enjoy watching Taehyung and the rest of Bangtan themselves crumble for years on, she doesn't know if she has that kind of time. The cloudy sky has darkened and thunder roars in the distance as she grows louder in speaking the spell into existence. Her youthful hands are starting to turn frail wrinkles, slowly forming as her youth is leaving her. Time is catching up to her. Time is never on anyone's side. Your father winces as he holds his head, feeling a terrible headache coming on. Mr. Wong, you okay? Mike asked, concerned. Your father nodded. Yeah, I'm fine, just a headache. For some reason, he has a feeling it's more than a headache. He glances at the clock and it reads at 3 in the afternoon. Maybe he caught a cold. He does feel like he's burning up. Why don't you and Nathan head out for some ice cream? I think I am coming down with a cold. Your father mumbles. Outside, where we could be at Mike, just go. Your father practically snarled. Mike backs up and immediately thinks of the werewolf thing. He went to Nathan holding his small hand and went to leave. Nathan holds onto Teddy tight, walking out to follow Mike. Come on, Nate, we are going to get ice cream. Mike sighed. Yay! As soon as the door shuts, your father feels undeniably angry. It's like a poison that is running through his veins. He goes over to the bedroom and feels his head pound in pain. He feels sick to his stomach as he goes to the bathroom and closes the door behind him. Rest of the Bangtan enter the forbidden forest of witch, where the blue lily is kept. The forest is dark, creepy looking. Strange voices echoing in the forest. They gulped the lump of throat and started walking. Guys, we still have time. Let's go from here, he said, looking around. We can't back off, Hosok. We can't give up, he said, walking. Guys, be careful. This forest is giving me a creepy vibe. That witch Elizabeth, why she grew flower in this creepy forest? Can't she give that flower in my bedroom? He said, rolling his eyes, walking behind them. Since past 1 hour, they kept walking and walking without facing any creepy creatures, which is good for them though. Namjoon, how much we have to walk now? Where's the exact location? Just few more meters, Taehyung. As Namjoon, Jin, Younghae, Hosok and Ryan went too deep into the deeper into the forbidden forest. Their eyes were fixed on the way to find Blue Lily Flower, the key to defeating Lydia. The dense woods whispered ancient secrets as they pressed forward. Suddenly, venomous creatures, manifestations of Lydia's dark magic, slithered towards them. Yoongi, watch out! Yoongi swiftly turned around and pierced his whole big tentacles in the weird-looking creature, dividing the creature into two from center. Namjoon, the leader, tightened his grip on his fist. Stay alert, everyone. We can't let these venomous creatures stop us. Jin, with a determined look, added, remember, the Blue Lily is our only hope. We have to endure this. Yoongi smirked. Let them come. We will show them the strength of our resolve. Hoseok, the optimist, grinned. Just another bump on the road to victory, guys. We have got this. As the venomous creatures lunged, Ryan, the newcomer, showcased unexpected agility, surprising even the seasoned warriors. Ryan, the 500-old parasite, chopped creature's head off from his body through his venomous big tentacles. Whoa, I didn't know you have fighting skills, he said, throwing dead creatures from his body and stood up from ground, dusting his clothes. I can fight, but I don't like to show my skills, he said coldly. Namjoon engaged in a fierce battle, parrying strikes with precision. Jin's voice cut through the chaos. We can't let Lydia's minions distract us. Focus on the flower. Yoongi's magic crackled, repelling the venomous beings. I'll clear the path. Move forward. Hoseok nimble moves, dodged attack effortlessly. Stay close, team. We are almost there. In the midst of the battle, a determined Namjoon shouted, no turning back. Lydia won't stand a chance against our unity. Together, Bangtan faced the venomous onslaught, each member showcasing their unique strengths. The Forbidden Forest echoed with clashes, magic, and unwavering determination. The Blue Lily remained their beacons of hope, driving them forward despite the venomous challenges that stood in their way. Guys, look there, he said, pointing somewhere where Blue Lily flower was shining in the dark, and just besides the Blue Lily, purple roses were blooming. Yeah, we did it finally, he said excitedly. Let's go. They walked towards the flower as Bangtan prepared to pluck the Blue Lily. A thunderous howl A thunderous howl echoed through the forbidden forest. Their eyes widened as an elephant-sized werewolf charged towards them. Panic flashed across their faces when they realized it was a whole big werewolf running towards them. Shit, he mumbled as soon as he completed his sentence. The wolf throwed him somewhere with his big claw. Namjoon, they all shouted in union. Namjoon groaned when his back hit the ground hardly. They all ran towards the wolf and started battling with him. The wolf was really powerful. They tried every possible way to kill him, but wolf didn't let them. Guys, I want your help, he said while stopping Wolf's claw away from him. You F bastard, he said angrily and sat on the wolf's back and started stabbing his big tentacles on his back. Wolf rolled in pain and fall on the ground, but just in a blink of second, Namjoon swiftly ran towards Wolf and grabbed his mouth and about to divide them into two, but Ryan shouted, standing up from the ground, holding his bleeding arm. Well, he is injured a little. Namjoon, don't, he is Ryan's father. All of their eyes widened and Namjoon left his jaw. What? Namjoon groaned again when Wolf threw him away from him. We just need to distract him. I can do it. You guys go and destroy the flower as soon as possible. He shouted. Hey you, if you have guts then kill me. Jackson looked at him offended. Jin ran in the dark forest and Wolf followed him howling. Lydia shouted angrily when she saw Bangtan was battling with her minions like a pro in her magical globe. They knew my weakness now. I have to do something. I can't let them kill me. She chanted some spell, closing her eyes, and in a blink of seconds, she teleported somewhere. This is purple roses. We can make antidote for humans who turn into werewolf, he said, plucking some of the beautiful purple roses from the ground and put it in his bag. Everything will be over now, he said, and about to pluck giant looking blue lily, but he fell on the ground with a third, really far away from flower along with the rest. They groaned. I'm not showing my true powers. It doesn't mean I'm weak. Why everyone is throwing me away like a toy? He growled angrily, standing up from the ground. Namjoon, it's not the time to be angry. He stood up. I will not let you to kill me this easily. They all looked towards the source of voice and found Lydia was standing there, blocking the blue lily. Wait, how is she here? Namjoon, didn't you told us that she didn't find her flower? He said, disappointed. Lydia chuckled darkly and said, poor you, I did long ago, but I can't touch that flower because of that Elizabeth. She did some powerful spell on this flower that I couldn't break it, she said angrily. Hobie chuckled and said, well, that's good to hear. That means it is easy for us to destroy you. Hobie smoked and Lydia raised her eyebrow. Try me then, she said, smoking, and threw the big smoke magical ball towards Hobie, but he was quick enough to dodge it. That magical smoke ball hit the big tree behind Hobie and made a burning sound. Hobie turned around and saw that tree is melting like acid melt things. You guys can't win against me, she said in her real witch voice. Her eyes turned fully black and skin turned pale. She started floating in the air and big smoke-like substance started surrounding her whole hand. While chanting, she extended her hand to throw the venomous black smoke towards the Bangtan and Ryan, but they dodged themselves somehow. Hobie was laying on the ground, trying his best to keep open his eyes. Namjoon was groaning in pain, holding his chest, and Yoongi was trying to stand, groaning, and about Ryan, he was already unconscious. Lydia chuckled, looking at their condition. I told you, you can't win against me, poor parasites. She glanced at Ryan and saw him conscious. She went towards Ryan and held his jaw. Ryan hissed in pain. You know that, right? What I'll do to my betrayers, she whispered, pressing her big nails in Ryan's jaw. He hissed, then how can I leave you, Ryan? She was about to stab her magical weapon in Ryan's heart, but in a swift movement, she gasped and fell on the ground really far away from the Ryan. What the F? She groaned and looked at the direction and found Jin was sitting on the wolf's back smoking at her. Jin Young, what the hell? She shouted angrily and stood up from the ground. Let's go, Jackie, end this game now. Jackson howled loudly and ran towards the Lydia while Lydia was trying her best to cast a powerful spell on him. They start battling. What the hell is happening? He said, looking at the Jin, Lydia and Jackson. A big smile was on Jin's face while Lydia has an angry look on her face, trying her best to dodging and attacking on Jackson and Jin. Well, somehow Jin broke the spell from Jackson, who was under her influence, and now Jackson is our side, he said, watching Jin. You are the best, Jin Young, he shouted. I know, he shouted back. Guys, it's not the time to waste, let's go. They ran towards Jin and Jackson and joined the battle, and about the blue lily, they wanted to knock Lydia first before destroying her. Lydia coughed and tried to stand but couldn't. She looked at Namjoon, who was glaring at her. She cast her spell and about to fly Namjoon in the air again. He extended her tentacles and pierced on her throat. She gasped hardly. Nobody throws me like a toy, he mumbled. She won't die like this, we have to destroy the flower. No, no, ignoring her, they were about to go to the flower, but Jin shouted, "Let's go, Jackie!" Jackson howled and ran. When he was near the flower, Jin extended his hand in the air and plucked the flower. As soon as he plucked the flower, atmosphere became chill and black clouds started gathering in the sky, covering the already black sky. Jin threw the flower on the ground and without wasting any time, ran. Ryan took out some water from his bag and started pouring the black liquid on the floor. As soon as liquid touched the flower, black mist came out from the flower, making Lydia cry in pain. Ryan poured whole bottle on the flower and waited when the mist completely got disappeared. Lydia started shouting and started burning. They all looked at Lydia, waiting her to be dead. I just wanted taehyung. What's my fault? Lydia was burning, but she whispered, looking at the sky. She closed her eyes while one drop of tear fell from her eyes, and finally, after a minute, she disappeared in thin air. As soon as she died, a small atmosphere of the forest became normal. Sky got cleared. We did it, guys. Finally, we saved our love and taehyung, he said, smiling a little. They all smiled and did a group hug including Ryan. But they broke the hug when they heard low growling sound. They turned around and saw Jackson still in his werewolf form laid on the ground. "Hey buddy, what happened? You okay?" he asked, concerned, caressing werewolf's head. Ryan took out another bottle of potion from his bag and he put some petals of purple rose in it. When petal dissolved completely, he went to Jackson, who is still werewolf, and started pouring the potion in his mouth. When he completed, they waited patiently for Jackson to convert in human again, and after a few minutes he did. "Ah, my back is paining like a hell," he said, growling in pain. Yoongi scratched the back of his neck, saying, "Sorry, father-in-law. Let's go from here, guys, and tell this news to others." "Wait, let me treat your guy's wounds first," he said while finding a potion in his bag. "Wait, how many potions you have in your mysterious bag?" "I don't know, maybe 5,000 or maybe more. I don't know the accurate count," he said, finding a specific potion on his back. They all looked at him with their wide eyes. "By the way, what was the potion you used to destroy the flower?" "Oh, that was my venom." They became speechless. "Found it." He took the magic gray looking potion and started treating their wounds and injuries, and after that they made their way out from the forest. Jimin catches up with them as you immediately take a turn to a bar. "Wyan, I need a drink," you hiss out and cutting off taehyung. The Maknaes glance at each other and sigh before entering the bar with you. "It's going to be a long day." "I think you had enough of drink," Taehyung said, watching you clinch onto Jimin. Jimin has his arm wrapped around your waist as you stumble to stand up. "She reeks of alcohol. Never thought she liked the hard stuff," he said, scrunching his nose in disgust. "Stupid sensitive nose." "I don't like the hard stuffs." Your words slur a bit. "It's just that it gets me drunk quicker." Jimin sighed, shaking his head, then glanced back at Jungkook, who is feverishly rubbing a towel against his jeans, specifically his crotch area. "You got back there?" Jimin asked, smirking. "Yeah, I'm fine." Jungkook grumbles. What had happened was, "You wanna try the BJ shot?" Jungkook asked, raising his brows. You nod quickly as the bartender works on the drink. "Yeah, just put the drink on your crotch and I have to grip the glass with my mouth and drink it like that." "I'm familiar with the drink." Jungkook smirks and orders the BJ drink. The bartender makes the drink, adding some whipped cream on top of it. Jungkook places the drink on top of his crotch. Without hesitation, you dove right for the drink and open your mouth wide so your lips can wrap around the glass. But the glass was too big. Jungkook's finger run through your hair as you try to take the whole glass. Come on, open wider. He encourages, feeling the dominant side of him appearing. Take all of it. This is strangely hot, Taehyung comments. You successfully grab the glass with your mouth and lean your head back trying to drink the alcohol. Jimin got a devious idea. Hey darling, what's long, hard and full of semen? A submarine. You burst laughing, but the act accuses you to choke and spill the drink all over Jungkook's pants. Hence now. Hey, at least she didn't throw up on you. Taehyung tries to cheer Jungkook up. These were my favorite bands, Jungkook pouts. Yeah, that's not fair. You guys are enjoying without us, he pouts, saying. They all looked towards the entrance and saw rest of the Bangtan along with Ryan make their way towards them. Jimin rolled his eyes when Ryan smoked at him, winking. Oh, you all are here? You said, smiling ear to ear. Seems like you are drunk, babe, he said, hugging you from side. Yeah, a little. Wait, Young, what happened to your hand? He said, glancing Yoongi's hand, which was holding yours. Ah, Dad, it's a long story, he said, laughing nervously. Let's tell them, he said, smiling, looking at the others who was there with him in the battle. What you wanted to tell us, he said, arcing his eyebrows in confusion. We killed Lydia, he said, casually sipping his drink. What? Tae, Jimin, Jungkook and you said in union. Wait, but how? He said, widening his eyes. Actually, he narrated the story while they were listening attentively. After listening the story, they gasped. Why didn't you tell us? I wanted to rip that Lydia's heart by my own hand. He pouted. There is a reason behind it, Taehyung, he said, glancing at you, who was cringing on Jimin. What reason? He asked angrily. Ryan told us if we brought you guys there, then we will lost YN, Jungkook and you. And he can see the future, right? That's why we didn't include you guys. Jimin let out a long sigh. Guys, let's not talk about all these things. Lydia is no more now. Let's celebrate, he said excitedly. They all smiled and sipped their drinks after doing cheers. Wait, look, there's YN. A small voice calls out, and all 9 of you turn to see Nathan holding an ice cream sundae with Mike. And she's drunk, great, Mike grunts. Nathan runs up to you, making you also drop to your knees and catch him up as he throws himself into your arms. YN, I miss you and you stink. You smile, embarrassed that your brother is seeing you in this state. Yeah, if I knew I would see you out here, I wouldn't stink. Mike walks up to you holding both his and Nathan's ice cream. Where's Dad? You ask, looking at Mike. He kicked us out the hotel and told me to take Nathan out. He seems really angry. Mike glares at the parasites from the corner of his eyes as he eats his ice cream. As soon as they hear about your dad, they glance at each other. Namjoon let out a sigh and speak. Not now, we will tell her later. YN, we have a good news. Your dad is no more werewolf, he is a human now, he said, smiling. Namjoon shook his head. Really? Your eyes become teary. Yes, baby, your dad was also there with us. Thank you so much, guys, you said, smiling. Don't thank us, YN. It's all happened because of Namjoon. You stood up from your seat and went to Namjoon and pecked his cheeks. Thanks, Junie. Namjoon blushed and looked down, saying, Don't thank me, love. It's nothing to me. I even can die for you, he said lovingly, and you smiled fondly at him before sitting back to your seat. Don't worry for your dad, YN. He is resting in Jungkook's house because he was tired. You nod, smiling. Well, how about we all hang out while we have free time today? You offer your words, slurring a bit. Oh no, you need to go home and sleep off the alcohol. Taehyung immediately steps in. Can I still come with? Nathan asks, eating his sundae. Okay, but we will let her nap first, then you guys can hang out, Taehyung said. Kneeling to Nathan's height, Jimin lets you climb onto his back, resting your chin on his shoulder. Nothing better happen will while we are there. Mike spoke venom in his voice. Like what? It's not the full moon, we are all fed well, and there's no more zombies chasing after us. Excuse me, zombies? Anyways, let's go, Taehyung yells, lifting Nathan into the air and flies him around like an airplane. Nathan laughs, spilling some ice cream on Taehyung, but the man didn't mind. The group of 11 head towards their safe haven happily.